My Hebrew brothers and sisters, welcome back. 12 tribes of Israel, scattered all over the globe, we welcome you back. And we want to thank you. And we want to say how much we appreciate you. And we love you. And we trust that as you subscribe to this channel, I want you to know that we thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. And thank you for sharing this with your friends and your loved ones. And let me say this, most of all, as your marrow Yeshua ben Uriah Israel, that I thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your prayers. I tell you, I've had some sinus problem over the last years, but this last couple of weeks, the pollen and different thing around the dust and everything, I've been having a real hard time, and so I'm not as bad as I was last 2 weeks, but still having some discomfort, and we want to let you know that we thank you for your prayers. Now we're in Proverbs chapter 3. The last session we dealt with verses 5 and 6, which was part 5. And we're going to be dealing with verses 7 and 8 today. I hope we can go through that. But I want you to notice here, it said, in verse 7, it said, "Be not wise in your own eyes." It said, "Fear YAHUAH and depart from evil." And in verse 8, it said, "It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones." I want you to notice here that in verse 7, there are three commands. First of all, he said, "Be not wise in your own eyes." Then he said, "Fear YAHUAH and depart from evil." You see, my brothers and my sisters, what got our ancestors into the situation that they found themselves in and that we find ourselves in because of them is their form of wisdom. Their form of wisdom. You see, in this book, in the book of Proverbs, is mostly dealing with wisdom, to attain wisdom. And in the last session or two, we talk about the fact that wisdom is personified, as personified as in the form of a female in the gender. So we have to hold on to wisdom based on the instruction of the Father to the Son, is that we have to hold on to wisdom. Don't allow wisdom to get away from us. Don't allow wisdom to get away from us, okay? We have to hold on to wisdom. And as a wise person is one that holds on to wisdom. A wise person. Because you see, if you try to be wise in your own eyes, wisdom going to slip away from you. Good wisdom, godly wisdom, a wisdom of YAHUAH is to trust him. The reverential trust, the fear of YAHUAH is true wisdom. And the instruction here is said, first of all, Don't be wise in your own eyes. Many people think, oh, I have wisdom, I'm wise, I can make it. No. My brothers and my sisters, no. Your futile wisdom, my futile wisdom will not work. That will not do it. No. He said, don't be wise. Be not wise in your own eyes. So, try to avoid this first command here. Try to avoid being wise in your own eyes. Then he said, we are to fear Yahuwah, fear him. The fear of Yahuwah, the reverential trust. The reverential trust. Not to be afraid of him, but to fear him. In everything we do, recognize that we cannot do it in our own strength. We need Yahuwah strength. Put him first in everything we do. Just like you go back to verse 5, it said, trust in Yahuwah with all your heart. And it said, lean not on your own understanding. And in verse 6, it said, in all thy way acknowledge him. So we fear him. Okay? That's the first command. Be not wise in your own eyes. Then he said, fear Yahuwah. Fear him. And when the fear of Yahuwah is in us, when we love him and respect him and trust him, and realizing that we in our own selves can do nothing. If we try it, we're going to fail on our own. Then listen what he said. Turn away from evil. Turn away. He said, depart from evil. Anything that is negative, anything evil, anything we don't want to get involved in, anything that is evil. Evil stuff, hurting people, stealing, killing, committing adultery, all of those things, all the negative commandments. They're evil, my brothers and my sisters. Things that do not bring honor and glory to Yahuwah. They are evil. Far away. Walk. According to what Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 20. This is what it says. That thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the path of righteousness. We are to walk in the way of good men. Good men. And keep the path of righteousness, of the righteous. It says, for the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. But listen what it said in Proverbs 2, verse 22. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. So what we want to do here, we want to make sure that in our walk, in the course of our lives, first of all, don't be wise in your own eyes. That is as plain as a day. This instruction here, this command here. Don't be wise. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Then he said, in verse 7 here, fear Yahuwah. Fear him. The reverential trust, remember. And then he said, depart from evil. But I want you to notice these three commands here. I want you to notice what follows. Look at the blessing, look at the benefit, look at the blessings that follow. If we obey these three commands right here, if we obey these three commands, look at the blessings. It shall be health to thy neighbor. He promised good health. My brothers and my sisters, don't we want to live a life of health? Don't we want to be healthy? Because, you see, we're going to be following in his footsteps. We're going to be doing the things that are, and listen, my brothers and my sisters, let me say this. When we're walking in the pathway of righteousness, when we're walking in the pathway of righteousness, it means that we're not going to be wise in our own eyes. It means that we are going to fear Yahuwah. It means that we are going to depart anything that the devil invites you to. He's not inviting you to nothing that is good. Stay away from bad companies, people that are mischievous, people who are up to no good. Stay away from them. Stay away from them. And then he said, it's going to be health. Good, he promised, health to thy navel. And marrow. And marrow to thy bones. People who are having difficulties. It's like a thought just come to my mind. So, can you imagine a bone, human bone, without marrow? Okay, I know some of us are meat eaters, right? But you're eating meat and you take a piece of meat, right? And the bone, the meat has bone in it, right? But when you eat the meat out of the bone, right? And you look at the bone, inside of it is hollow. No man, that meat can't be nice, right? That meat can't be nice at all. Can't be nice. Because the marrow inside of the bone is what's supposed to help you to have, to make the meat taste pleasant, right? But he said here, the blessing of obeying these three commands: not be wise in your own eyes, fear Yahuwah and depart from evil will benefit us in the sense that there shall be health in thy neighbor. You're going to have good health, and they're going to be marrow also in your bone, in our bones. My brothers and my sisters, 50 minutes is gone. I'm going to say to you, walk with the King and be a blessing. Shalom.